NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, presents Aeronautics and Space Report. Flagstaff, Arizona, U.S. Geological Survey's test site for manned lunar exploration studies. A demonstration to help determine if one man, using a rocket-type belt, could do useful geologic exploration on the moon. The rocket belt has been successfully flown for several years. Needed now, information on how well a future astronaut, using a similar device, could maneuver in the lunar environment. What are the piloting differences between operating a rocket belt on Earth and the moon? To find out, NASA modified the Bell Aerosystems Pogo vehicle for use on the Lunar Gravity Simulator at Langley Research Center. The force of gravity on the moon is 1/6 that of Earth's. This facility is designed to simulate that condition. Approximately 60 simulated flights were made, each lasting about 30 seconds. During the first tests, the pilot wore ordinary flight clothes to learn how the rocket belt could be controlled wearing no space gear. The test became progressively more complex as the pilot tried out the device wearing pressurized spacesuits. Lightweight rocket belts test now to evaluate their potential use for lunar excursions by astronauts traversing the moon's surface. A major effort is underway to help reduce the noise of commercial airliners. One part of this effort is taking place at the Oakland, California International Airport. The tests are being supervised by NASA's Ames Research Center. A specially equipped Boeing 707 jet is being used to make the studies. Inside the plane, analog computers can make the giant transport fly like other kinds of planes and simulate different weight loads. Outside on the wings, oversized flaps and lift control devices help the pilot increase his angle of approach to an airport. Using this improved control system, the plane can fly about twice as high above the ground during the early approach to the runway, thus reducing ground noise. It's called contingency training. Teaching astronauts how to survive unusual situations, training in case a spacecraft makes an unscheduled landing in a jungle. Recently, 21 future space pilots went through tropic survival school in the Panama Canal Zone. After 2 days of classroom work and demonstrations in a nearby area, the group was flown by helicopter into dense jungle. An hour-long hike took them to a small stream. There, each three-man team set up camp. They learned to make lean-to shelters from palm leaves and other available materials, hunt for food and firewood, eat boa constrictor steaks, iguana, and wild boar. To signal searching helicopters, they had to chop down trees. By the end of their week's stay, each of the groups had cleared a patch in the jungle canopy large enough to signal the helicopters. Then, after breaking camp, a 2-hour trek through the thick underbrush and a rapid shooting ride by life rafts to a Choco Indian village for their final briefing on how best to approach various Indian tribes. Jungle survival training, preparing future space travelers for an earthly contingency. This has been an Aeronautics and Space Report presented by NASA,